You're no friend of mine. That's not right.
What is that? I don't
Dance
know
if I want to. It's Switch and we are live. Right now,
P. Oh,
we're
no.
testing. We're testing to make sure everything is a-okay with the audio and stuff, so we can.
One of these days we need to line ourselves up into four videos, or when we meet up at Anime Expo and do the wave and like pass it on to each other.
Yeah.
That's
We
something.
do a
Goal.
dance. We need to make a dance where like we go from my
The
box.
MangaPod dance. Give me an M.
Give me an A. Nobody, guys.
Oh, are we doing it now?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
hey.
M.
Hey.
M.
M. We're back to M. We're starting over.
Ma'am.
Mom. G.
Manga.
I don't know how to spell.
I've got a cat on me. I can't do that.
Manga. Perfect. We did it. Nailed it.
That was
Manga. Welcome to MangaPod. We are a weekly podcast in which we all get together
MangaPod.
after we've read all or part of a manga, and then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. I am Erin, your host of HappiLeeErin, where you are watching this right now. We're hoping, beat it up really quick, we're hoping that all of the tech issues are totally fine. Still a little bit laggy, but that's because XSplit is a pooper scooper and can't figure out that yet, but hopefully the audio is fine, and we're not in goat voices. Hopefully
No
that's
goat
not-
voices.
No goat voices. You
No
guys let us know
goats.
if you start
Hey.
hearing the goats, but you just let it now.
I can hear a goat.
I think we're glitching, guys.
We're glitching. No.
But yeah,
We're testing fate.
What?
We're testing fate.
Do knock on wood now.
Yeah, I'm Erin, your host, and with me are my three lovely co-hosts. Introduce yourselves, pretty faces.
Hi, I'm Dodger of Happily Dodger.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Yokorama, and say hello to my pizza.
I'm so jealous.
That looks amazing.
Everybody's eating.
That looks amazing.
Hey,
I
guys.
This is
just-
over. I'm gonna eat.
I just ate, and I'm so hungry already. Food. Hi, Dazza. How are you?
I'm Dazza from HappiLeeErin Dazza,
Yeah.
and I'm eating as well. I'm eating curry from
Nice.
Macca, but it's yummy.
Oh, that looks so good. Food. Oh my god. Food.
Food, right?
Oh my god, there is a Tumblr that I found. It's amazing. It's this girl who makes anime food, and it looks exactly like anime food. Like, she made the Maji burger from Kuroko, and she made like the curry from Samurai Flamenco,
I saw
and
that,
she
yeah.
made some other like ice cream and stuff. And she's super witty in her commentary. You guys, hang on, let me find it. You guys need to go and follow it. Hold on.
I like anime food.
Welcome to MangaPod, where we talk about manga.
Manga food.
Anime food pod.
Yeah.
Welcome to Anime Food Pod.
Anime food pod. Hang on, it's really important. Hold on. Hold on to your butts. Hold on, I clicked on the wrong button.
Hold on.
on to your
Hold on.
potatoes.
There we go. I'm holding on to my
Hold
butt.
on to your butts.
can't-
Recipe. It's called Recipes for Weebs.
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 Oh, weebs, yeah.
Really
Weebs.
Yeah.
That's like a cool way of saying
There we go.
weebs.
Recipe for Weebs. So, yes, if you have never joined us for a manga pod before, what we like to do before we get into our super spoilery discussion is give you a short, spoiler-free description, aka summary. And then we will give you our spoiler-free recommendations, whether we think you should go spend time reading the manga or not. And then, if you do not want to be spoiled, you can take your leave and then come back and watch the VOD of this on channel, youtube.com/HappiLeeErin, where you are currently watching this. We will give you a countdown of 5 to 1 and then tell you to leave and stuff. And then if you get spoiled and you didn't want to be spoiled, then that was your own fault, because we weren't rotten bacon butts, because we told you already. What else did I say? Oh, yes, one more thing. If you guys have read past the point of what we read in Are You Alice, past chapter 24, then do not post any sort of spoiler in the chat. Also save posting spoilers in the chat until we have given the okay for you to do so. But yeah, don't post any sort of spoilers past chapter 24 in the chat, because you don't want to spoil it for the rest, and there is no way, like, I don't think there's a way to get you unbanned if you get banned. You'll get a warning, and then you will get bye-byed, which is really sad. So,
Bye.
You're gonna get
know that.
bye-byed.
Bye-bye does not.
we Z-snapped at the same time! Yeah. So this week we read Are You Alice, volumes 1 through 4, chapters 1 through 24. Dr. Dazza, are you ready to give us our Dr. Dazza description?
No.
I didn't think you were, because you just put a spoonful of food in your mouth.
Okay. I've got like rice all in my teeth.
Perfect. Go.
A disillusioned young man in search of something stumbles into the weird and wacky world of Wonderland, where, as Alice, he is thrust into a murderous game of kill the white rabbit by command of the ruler of the land. It's the quote. It's quotes. They're quotes. I don't know. By the ruler of the land, the Queen of Hearts. But while Alice rallies against the role that has been forced upon him, he has little choice but to comply. For in Wonderland, not sticking to the script can have deadly consequences.
Dun, dun, dun.
Beautiful. Perfect. All right, now let's do spoiler-free recommendations. Who would like to go first? Anybody? Nobody?
I recommend it. Erin and I read Are You Alice a long time ago, and we were both really, really excited to read it again. Yes. And reading it a second time, I was just as happy with it. And I think the art is great. I love the characters. I think that it's a good spin on the Wonderland story. And yeah, if you like Bishonen, you're gonna love it.
Yeah. I agree with that. If you like oh god, I can't say Bishonen.
Species. If you like species.
If you like species, you will
if you don't know what Bishonens are, they're pretty boys.
Mm-hmm.
Just thought I'd put that out there.
Plenty of pretty boys.
Awesome.
I recommend it as well. I think there are going to definitely I think there's definitely some stuff wrong in terms of story-wise that reading it a second time I had a bit more, just looking at it more critically, I had a little bit more qualms with, but we'll get into that later. But I still I love the characters so much that I really, really like the manga overall. So I recommend it, though I do think there are some issues with it that will make some people not enjoy it. I think it's definitely a good way to say it. But I absolutely adore the art, and I want it plastered all over my wall. So. Boys, because we know you have different opinions. Do you have some sriracha on your pizza, Yoku?
There's sriracha on there?
Some sriracha in my fridge.
You should put some sriracha on that pizza.
It's too fresh, too far away. Look how far it is.
I want to start calling it that, though. Is that weird?
Well,
that
sriracha
sounds
is the
really
real
cool.
name. That's what they went with, but then they got shut down and they went with sriracha.
For those of you in chat who obviously don't know or found out during soundcheck that Yoku calls sriracha sauce sriracha, and he genuinely thought that's what it was called.
I never finished reading the word on the bottle.
Because I mean, why? You're already eating, you know.
Oh, like
half
sriracha
the
cheese.
you're like,
Yeah,
screw
that
it.
sounds right.
Like sriracha, got it. Good. But how, Yoku, spoiler free.
No, Dazza first. Go Dazza.
Okay.
Go.
The only sentence I think I can say to sum up the entire manga is, "Are you Alice?" Because literally that question will be posed every third page.
I want to say it's not often.
And
Disagree.
Okay, maybe it's every fourth page, but still, a lot. And the whole concept of
Every
Alice
other panel, I should say. More.
I enjoyed reading it. I'll put it that way.
But would you
Alright.
recommend it?
Would you
Oh
recommend
yeah, that's a
it?
good question. Would you recommend it?
That's why we do this section.
Well, if you're into Alice in Wonderland, then yes, I would recommend it.
All right, I have one thing to say. I never thought that I'd find something more annoying than Orihime from Bleach saying Ichigo-kun, Ichigo-kun, because they said Alice a million times.
I agree,
Every page
yeah.
at least had three times Alice. Alice, Alice, Alice. Are you Alice? Am I Alice? I'm gonna be Alice. Who's Alice? Where's Alice? Whoa! Like,
And then they talk about other Alices.
I really
Oh,
don't
yeah,
recommend it. I didn't find I literally I know Dad's fell asleep reading it, but he was probably tired. Me, I literally fell asleep because I was bored. I didn't like it. Maybe another reason is because I'm not the biggest fan of the whole Alice in Wonderland original story. That's not my favorite growing up. Right? I watched it a couple times. It was kind of like, okay, that's just a cartoon I remember. So maybe that's another reason. But I honestly, if you're not a fan of Alice in Wonderland, or if you're not a fan of reading the same name or word a million times, then
true.
I don't recommend this.
I never noticed that.
I've never had a problem with
ever.
that. Ever. Yeah,
I was going crazy. I was like, stop saying Alice, and then like 2 words later, say Alice. It's like,
Yep.
I've never had a problem with that ever.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me. Like it still doesn't. Like I still don't like. Yeah, it's so crazy.
I was like, if I was
Okay.
taking a shot every time they said Alice, I'd be
Well,
drunk.
obviously.
Why would you do that?
What?
Page 3.
Yeah.
Page 3
Yoku.
of like chapter 1.
Yoku. To be fair, you'd probably be dead by the amount of time.
Yeah,
say
obviously. Like freaking like a 12 pack of like the vodka bottles wouldn't be enough. But
It wouldn't be.
All facts.
So yeah, that's my
Anyway,
recommendation.
2.5 recommendations and
Yes.
1 vehement no recommendation.
Yes, which I think is a very the most diverse we've ever had in our recommendations for a month.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Is it?
I think so. Pretty sure. Because the only
Usually we agree on things.
Usually we
Yeah.
all like the only manga we've ever said don't go and read was Gantz.
I wasn't there.
He wasn't even here for that.
And if I was there, I would say go read it because I actually read the whole thing. After that, MangaPod.
Oh my god, when we went to Powell's City of Books, the like people who work here recommend this title was on Gantz, and we were like, boo!
and like
loudly
3
berating
people looked
whoever
over
wrote
like,
it.
I'm really sad that I wasn't there for the Gantz episode because I had so much to say about it that would kind of ease that podcast a little bit. You guys went a
That'll
little.
teach you, Yoku.
Yeah.
To not be here.
What were you here for? Were you were exhausted? You had like work stuff going on with it.
Yeah, I just came back from work or something. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's as spoiled for us it's gonna get.
Yep.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Uno.
Mad
Get out
Hatter
of
is
here.
God.
Yes, he is.
Mad Hatter.
is
Yeah, that's the one I would probably choose as being God. You're right.
It is. It's alluded to.
Is
Freaking A.
Guys,
I don't know.
can we start off by me saying I went to look just so that I could possibly bring back the Dodger fanfiction time of this. And the most common coupling is Mad Hatter and Cheshire Cat.
What? I can
see
see
that.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
see
can see
that.
that. That was
They've
like,
got that hate love.
yeah, the
you know,
hate love is so
They'd have that
big.
hate sex all day.
Yeah, all the hate sex.
But my favorite one is called By Rule of the Roses. A terminally ill Cheshire Cat finds himself bedridden upon realizing he's diagnosed with a rare, incurable disease. As his health slowly diminishes, he receives bouquets of flowers in various colors and numbers from a particular hatter.
I wonder who that is.
Yeah.
Could he be?
Anyway, let's hop in.
Let's do it.
Oh my god. Okay, let's start with what we usually start with. What were you expecting before we read the manga?
I think we should go last, Aaron.
I agree. So
I guess
please.
I'll go first this time since Dazza went before me last time. And I was expecting some sort of Alice in Wonderland story because that's kind of
Really?
Are you Alice? And I was like, wait, is that what they're doing? It like, I guess I wasn't expecting it to be in the way that they played it off. That like actually like the author was brought up and stuff. I thought that was probably one of the coolest things about this 24 chapters that we read, is that they kind of went off the whole story of from the original. It's really cool. That, yeah, they broke the fourth wall, and that was like one of the things that was just like, oh, it's interesting. But really, I wasn't expecting much. Really, I just kind of went into this one completely without thinking much. I was just kind of like, okay, Aaron and Dodger liked it. I wonder how this is gonna be.
Sorry,
I like the
I'm not
hesitation
laughing at what you're saying, but Yoku, you have pizza crust in your beard.
Do I?
It's gone now. You got it.
Send it the way, guys.
I'm sorry. It made me.
It's
I
fine, I
saw
have a-
it and I couldn't.
I still have
stop
half a pizza left.
focusing on it. Okay.
It's a whole bit. Oh, that pizza's huge.
All right. So yeah, that's pretty much my expectations.
Awesome.
On the other hand, I was also expecting something from Alice in Wonderland, some sort of interpretation of that.
Shit, dude.
I know. It's like minds connecting. I don't know how he thought about it. I honestly wasn't sure because I've seen a lot of interpretations. The worst one, I think, being Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
And
I didn't watch that.
I mean, it looks great, but it's crap. And also because Dodger and Erin like it, I was kind of like, is it going to be like a reverse harem manga? Is it going to be like
Give us some credit. Give us some credit here.
You know, what's going on here? And I wasn't sure. It's literally like,
yeah.
In the thing it says, like in the synopsis, it says kill the white rabbit, and I'm just like, are they like Englishmen hunting game? I don't know. So,
That's the whole thing.
you know, it's like the Englishmen on the horses with the dogs, and they go.
I would love that though. That would have been better than what I read, probably. Sorry.
We need like a sports manga where they're hunting rabbits.
Oh, that would be the saddest
With
sports
boxes.
manga in the
No!
world. Hunting for sport.
They're all British.
Awful.
I don't want it.
But I like I said, I'm not sure. They posed us a question at the start, and they still don't answer it. So I will say though, I'm really annoyed because the scythe is from Soul Eater, if you look at it properly, and then
Yeah, it
the,
reminded me
It's
of the
very
Soul Eater
Soul Eater,
stuff too.
and then the little girl that keeps being shown somewhere, like in the manga, is from an anime called Hanamaru Kindergarten, which aired probably around the same time the manga was written. So he stole that, the character design.
Of who?
It's the main girl
Marianne?
from Hanamaru Kindergarten.
Wait, who's the character in the Alice?
It's just like the little girl with like the eyes covered.
Mariana, right?
Mariana?
Mariana.
Oh, wait, really?
Wait, okay, tell it. What's the
With-
name of the girl
older
that
sister?
you think that you said was the
No,
sister?
it's just like she's only seen like once or twice. I'll show you a picture.
I'm trying to think of who you're talking about. Okay, I'll go while you're looking for that. So I read the first, when it was all out, I read the first 13 chapters of the manga because it was back in like 2011 when I first started reading it. And so I read the first 13 chapters and was really angry because there wasn't more.
There we go,
And
picture.
then I never like went back and checked and like read any more of it until now. And so a lot of time has obviously passed since then, but I remember I absolutely loved it when I first read it and could not stop reading. Like I read the 13 chapters very quickly and I absolutely loved it. And so I was really excited to go back and read it again. I even like bought the volume. I'm a big fan of it. Reading through it with like more critically, I was able to see definitely a lot more flaws with it, but I still absolutely enjoyed reading it. So I'm excited to get into the like my criticisms that I have with it. But I still enjoyed it just as much as the first time. So
This character doesn't look anything like any Alice character. Who
It's-
are you
okay.
talking about?
I'm trying to think of who
It's
that
like
is.
one.
can't see
picture
it because
of
I'll
from
mess
one
up
of
the
the
screen
chapters.
regions.
It's like one picture. I can't find it. It's like
like
one
a weird
picture of
little
one
chibi girl.
chapter.
Yeah, but this chibi girl looks like a million other characters.
All the
From
chibi
this-
girls in the world.
See, I got people agreeing with me. I got people agreeing with me.
But
in chat.
I don't know what character you're talking
Maybe
about.
I
in
just
Alice.
didn't have
But
enough.
it's not a character. There's like a picture of a girl with her eyes blanked out.
Then picture.
This is not an important part of this discussion.
It is important because it annoyed
Anywho.
me.
I'm looking at those characters and they all look like other chibi characters. I don't know.
Okay, I'll go. I was really excited to read this again because the last few times that we've read something that I loved, like a while back, when I've come back to it, I haven't loved it as much, and that's been really sad for me. This time around, I actually loved it more because I feel like I appreciated more of the semi-surreal elements a bit more, like the fact that it's so disjointed, that there is really no time to it, which is such a big element of the whole thing, like the fact that time is stopped. So really, there can be scenes from any point within the story, especially since the story isn't even put together, right? Like that sort of theme comes together so many times, and I just love it, and I think that it looks so beautiful. I don't know, I just really, really enjoyed it the second time around, especially since we read so far. It's the same for me as it is for Erin. I hadn't read this far before. And reading this far, I loved getting more of a glimpse into who he actually is and how he actually is associated with the story. Is he Alice? Can he be Alice? Like, all of these elements to it, and just the fact that there have been so many Alices before. Like, they've constantly been trying to finish this story. I love that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do. That's a good point. I didn't think about the surreal, disjointed part of it being like another side of this side of it. I didn't think about that.
I loved most. What, Dazza?
I have found a review which says the exact same thing.
That chibi characters ripped off design?
Yep, and that there's other ones from Mason Ikoku. Never even heard of that manga.
Mason Ikoku is so good. It's like the best like freaking shoujo series of all time.
Immediately loses his mind.
So
it's just nobody ever mentions Mason Ikoku. That's like one of the only times I've ever had a chance to do that.
Did you type like, "Are you Alice?" review? Is that what you did? I'll have to look at that.
No, I just typed "Are you Alice?" and Hanamaru Kindergarten. I can send you the link to the review.
Oh, I can't look.
I don't think this is important. Why are we still talking about this?
Okay.
It's
not important.
Design. There's so many character designs that are so similar to other character designs that it's like you don't even know who ripped off who or whatever. Like, it's just whatever. Just character designs, man. If you look like Goku, then I would be like, oh shit. But like, it's
all the ones.
Oh hell no, that guy.
Oh hell no.
I think it's important that if it's not referenced properly in a parody style, it should be addressed.
This is all in German. What the fuck?
Just write Control F and just write Hanamaru.
I give up. I don't care anymore.
it's all in German.
I'm going to chalk that up as a win, and we can move on.
Okay. Well,
All right, Dazza, you win.
You win, Dazza.
You win, Dazza.
Cool.
Okay.
Wait, I kind of wanted to kind of bounce off what Dodger said about the whole like no time and like anything could be happening at any time. Like, man, I don't know if it was because my lack of interest while I was reading it, because there was parts when I was reading it and I would be like. Reading it, you know how like sometimes you read a book and you like kind of like start thinking about something else and you get lost.
Yeah,
and you're
like, oh no, I haven't read these last 2 pages for reals. Like,
yeah, you have to go back.
yeah.
Like I had those moments with this, and maybe that's why. But I kind of had like a hard time following some of the moments. Like it was a little bit confusing. Like I couldn't understand at some points like what the hell was happening or like what part of the story we're at. Yep. Like they would jump around. And like around situations and around scenes a little bit too much at some points that I don't know if I would maybe I would be the only one that had that problem but
actually Yoku, I had that too.
Yeah.
There was some points like they tried to do flashbacks but in the same pages they were having like normal present times.
Yeah, the only thing that distinguished flashbacks was that they had the whole black frame around the page.
Which is quite common in manga, but when they're on the same page and they're just intertwined with different panels, it gets really confusing. And I wasn't sure like what the whole point of having the Disney Alice in Wonderland there. I don't know if she's supposed to represent the first Alice or.
I thought that was cool. She's the
I loved that. Yeah.
No, it was cool, but it was just like they didn't explain it very well, and I'm sure they'll probably explain it better as we go on. But it was just like it just appeared out of nowhere in one chapter. I'm just like, am I reading the right manga still? Is this not an adaptation?
Happening. Yeah.
So I felt the exact same. I thought the pacing and the chapter compositions were very confusing at times.
Yeah.
What about you girls?
But I loved that because like that's one of the elements of Wonderland, right? Is it's topsy-turvy. Nothing makes sense. Like I loved that I was able to follow it fine. So I didn't experience the same sort of issue where I'd be like, I'm confused right now. I just appreciated that things felt like they were all happening at once and not at the same time at all. And just like I thought that it was executed really well. But
that's what I'm saying. That
guys,
it could be the reason of my lack of interest while I was reading it, kind of like with the whole book situation that I gave it. That's probably why. That's probably why it was like that. Like I know if I was like really into it, if I was reading something like One Punch Man, that sort of like way, I would be like, oh hell yeah, like but this is like, oh, what is this?
There was only one time where I got confused whether something was still a flashback or not, and that was when I can't remember what happened before it, but it jumped forward to the conversation when the White Rabbit and the Cheshire Cat were having a conversation after 88th Alice had slapped the cat. And that was when I was confused because I thought that was still a flashback. And so I was like, I don't get it. Like, that was the only time I was ever confused, but otherwise I followed it really well. I didn't have any problem with it. But I could definitely see how people would have problems following it. Like,
yeah, for sure. What I want to know is when the Hatter shoots a regret, is the regret gone forever? Like, is the 88th Alice gone forever?
I don't think so. Like,
I don't think she can be, right?
Back.
Like, they put so much into her.
Yeah. Like, I don't think so because, like, when Alice met the Queen for the first time and she pulled up the curtain and all the Alices were there, like, those Alices have had to gotten shot before when the previous Alices had come. I love that scene. That
the idea of just all of the Alices, like, clawing at the palace. It was, like, sick.
Oh, it's so cool. That was one of my favorite scenes. But
the one thing coming back to this that I noticed was that that sort of design has been used for the Hatter so many times recently, where he's just like the kind of like grizzled dude, you know, who's a badass and takes no shit. Like, I was kind of disappointed coming back to it. I was like, oh, I forgot that this was the design for the Hatter. And then I was like, man, I feel like that's happened a lot.
Yeah.
Really recently, that's been more the design for the Hatter. And I was like, oh, that's a little disappointing. I still love him, but that's disappointing. And I like to believe that without sugar, he will literally just die.
I do too. He's passed out so many times because he hasn't had sugar.
I know, and I'm just like, oh no, Hatter.
Yeah, the Hatter remind me of Daisuke Jigen from Lupin the Third, like that, like kind of type of character.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought he reminded me very much of the Johnny Depp character. Just Johnny Depp, not like Johnny Depp in Alice in Wonderland, just Johnny Depp in general.
Yeah,
which is pretty much the same character.
Basically,
he's not nearly as crazy, you know.
No.
Yeah,
he doesn't have that like wacky element at all.
Yeah, there's no wacky. I think one of my biggest complaints with the story is that there were times where I had issues. There was so much going on. Like, I didn't have problems like following the pacing, but there was so much information and like just piles and piles of information that is what I had trouble keeping up with. Like, there was times where I was like, just, I don't know, sometimes it felt too convoluted for me, where I was like, wait, who can he kill? Who cannot kill? What is Alice doing? Who is Alice? What is like that?
Who is Alice? Exactly.
Who is Alice?
Who's Alice?
Who's Alice? But
stop saying Alice.
Alice. Alarama. But yeah, there were times where you're fine. I was just there were times where the story felt a little too convoluted for me, and that's really bugged me. And I do want to bring up one thing I'm really confused on. So, we got to the part, like, at the end when they were at the lake, like the despair or whatever it was, I can't remember.
The Lake of Tears?
Yeah, the Lake of Tears. And
or Pool of Tears.
Mad Hatter was telling Alice to shoot the dude, but was he doing that because he knew that? Because Alice can't kill anybody but the White Rabbit. Or did I miss something? No,
that's true. That's true.
Why were they all shocked that he didn't die when Alice shot him?
Because I don't know if the translation was wrong before, but when they were rehashing it, they were like, you're supposed to be able to kill the White Rabbit and any of the White Rabbit's friends. Okay. And I was like, was that established?
Yeah, see,
that wasn't established earlier.
That wasn't established at all.
So there was like random stuff like that like I was like, is it just pulling random? Like, there were times where it felt like it was having the characters shift to fit the story instead of having the story be influenced by the characters, if that makes sense. Because like there were times where Alice felt a little like his personality felt like overall it felt very consistent, but then there were times where just little jolts of just out of character from what we saw at the beginning.
I felt that a few times as well.
It could also be connected to like how he is so unstable. Like, he's an incredibly unstable person.
I kind of explained it away with that.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I mean, he doesn't know who he is, and every now and then he taps into this person that he used to be that's like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just like, I don't know, Alice, who are you? We thought that you were like this sweet loving protagonist, but maybe you're a murderer.
I think
Maybe you're a murderer.
I think that he might be the real life like the inspiration for the real life Alice. Do you remember that conversation where she was talking about how her baby brother died in her mom's stomach? And then they were talking about how he never got to live, or he didn't deserve.
He didn't get to have a name and all that. Yeah.
I think he's the baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no shit. That's like so obvious.
I think
sorry,
that's the
but
baby.
that-
Dad's just like, no shit. Like,
Well, I mean, I think the big question that came out of that is where is the sister inside of the world he is in now, right? Like, did he kill her for real? Is she still there somewhere? Like, does she exist within him now? I don't know.
Because that when he was inside that giant black thing, he killed her, didn't he?
He shot her, but did he really?
So was that a
shoot her?
memory?
But that might have been a memory.
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
he can't kill anybody unless they're friends or
Yeah,
the White
you can't kill
Rabbit.
That was before. That would have been before this
So
whole
it would
That would've
have
been
been, it's either before or
I don't
Alice,
get
the
it.
real life Alice is like friends with the White Rabbit, which is kind of a little consistent with the overall story.
That wasn't before. That
Well,
wasn't.
no,
that was
not the
after
story
you
of
met the
not the
queen,
story
but
of like Are
it
You
was a
Alice, the story of
flashback.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I get you on that.
Yoku, if it was a flashback, then it was.
It wasn't a flashback.
Why?
He was there. He kind of like there was a point in that like flashback where he kind of where he kind
drunk
of
on pizza. He's drunk on pizza.
no, where he kind I don't even know how to explain. Like how would you phrase it? Like he was
conscious.
Yeah, he was conscious to what was going on in that flashback. It was like, you know how that was like to test him, and that's kind of what it was. I don't know.
But
I don't think it was like,
there has been other times in narratives where flashbacks they've been conscious at the same time as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a semi-flashback, semi him inside the flashback, semi I know what's going on.
oh shit! But then like he shot her without. He tried to like stop himself, but he couldn't. His body was moving on his own. So maybe he was like reliving that
That's
flashback.
because that would have changed the past.
I guess. Yeah, I know. I guess he was remembering something.
You can't change the past.
Shut up!
You can't Alice in Wonderland because it's that.
No, I mean that like since like we know he's like he doesn't know anything before he entered Wonderland, right?
Right.
So that might have been like a flashback of him being conscious but not being able to. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying the entire time.
I wasn't listening. I was
had
trying
to
to
think
figure it out
through it.
myself.
I wasn't listening.
I wasn't
I was
listening.
pizza drunk and I couldn't.
No.
I didn't know.
No, you guys brought up something and I totally stopped listening to you guys and I started thinking about it myself. That's what happened.
Yokorama. I wasn't
that was-
listening to you guys.
That was I guess that was pretty cool. I like that. I like that.
Good. Good, thank you. We're glad.
My favorite
Thank
part
you.
of the manga. I wasn't my favorite.
What I'm trying at this point, what I'm trying to figure out in like this whole surreal landscape of fourth wall breaking, and there's a book being written and things are happening in the book, and there's also a little girl who's trying to kind of write her own book. I'm trying to figure out if the reason why the world started off as like the Alice in Wonderland that we know, where animals are animals, and then like switched is almost along the lines of like a branch in time, like an alternate dimension, where like she decided to write her own version, and so everything just changed. That's what I want to know. Is like if all of the characters like remember being in that world where everything made sense, but then suddenly everything shifted into a totally different reality where like a little girl was trying to write a story and make sense of it, and nothing makes sense.
Wasn't there that little part with the rabbit? Like they kind of showed how he shifted.
Yeah.
From...
Yeah.
That was
The very first Alice, yeah.
yeah. So
That was weird.
I guess you're
She's
right.
like missing a foot. He's like, "Where'd
Yeah.
your foot go?" She's like, "I don't know."
And then like the next one, he's like the rabbit that we know now, and he's just like, what?
Yeah, and they keep, even though they're anthropomorphic, they keep referring to each other as humans, like no matter what.
Yeah.
Like the Cheshire Cat is a human, the dormouse is a human. Like they're all humans.
Oh, like
Well,
the
we've
cat
had
is just-
numerous cuts to the girl drawing and like writing in her room on the bed with the cat. Yeah, like you were saying. Yeah.
Maybe we're seeing them as humans, but they're not actually humans.
But why? Why, Dazza?
Yeah. What's the reason?
Yeah.
Because the mangaka.
Ah,
Because
Because
species, guys.
can't make a rabbit.
When things are anamorphosized into humans, I can't say big words. They're always done as baishis. It's like a common trope in anime.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say all the girls are very pretty though too.
But then
They
that's
are.
stupid.
They're all,
If
like,
that is the
cute.
case,
Right.
if that is the case, that the mangaka's just like, oh, it's gonna get more fans if I draw them.
I'm gonna change them so
guys,
that they're pretty.
That's bullshit. I will hate
It
this
was
manga.
it was actually
If it's Dodger's prediction, what she just said, what she thinks, how like it's the girl writing her own story, and that's kind of what the whole shift alternate dimension. That's much better sounding than like, well, I'll just draw him as these hot guys.
Well, if you're a little girl drawing like guys, like you might draw them
You're
as
like,
hot guys.
eh.
You are right there as well. You are right as well, right there. So
If it exists, there's going to be a Tumblr of it.
It's true.
True.
I don't know what to think about.
But then like, Lewis Carroll is obviously the one, right, who wrote Boy Alice into the story. We watched that happen. But then she was on her bed drawing a boy and being like, "Who are you?"
Yeah. So it's like,
And then she like walked
what
away
is
to make
what
breakfast.
timelines? What timelines
Maybe,
are happening?
maybe the stories, maybe like Lewis Carroll's story and the girl's story are like psychically connected.
Maybe.
Oh, that could be true.
See, if it was on a computer, they could just use Google Docs and just both
That's
be writing
true.
at the same time.
And then they
They're
could
both,
sing a
like,
song
just
together.
backspacing each other. Like,
This
oh,
is
God damn it,
this is
Alice,
like
not again.
confusing the hell out of me. This is so
Dude, but I loved the end of what we read.
yeah,
Like
that
the
was
whole
the
thing
that
with
was
like,
one of the best parts.
wait, was it never this bird kid at all? It's the
Yeah.
dormouse, and he's like, guys, I gotta go. Guys, just stay
Yeah.
here. I gotta go. And I was like, you're gonna die, because he said you're gonna die. And
Yeah.
and then we stopped reading. And
It's kind of funny because like chapter 23 and like 22, I was just like, well, I'm almost done. I can't wait to finish. Then 24 happened. I'm like, shit, I can't end here.
No. Why?
See, I was actually saying, like, I think it was like chapter 21 was like 18 pages. I was like, yes, it's only 18 pages.
Oh,
They're like
wait.
41 for the next one, and I was like, oh god, no, it goes too long.
I was looking at the page count, thinking like, damn it, like over 30 pages. Shit,
Which is really funny because, like, in One Punch Man, when I saw it was like 55 pages, I was like, yes, so much One Punch Man. But for this, I'm just like, oh god, it goes forever. No.
yeah. It's good. And who's the real queen, guys?
Yeah.
Because he's not the real queen.
Well, he's not he's a man.
Well,
He hates
Yeah, but
Red.
Freddie
And
Mercury's like the
real
queen.
queen.
Will
He-
Queen
He's a guy.
doesn't hate Red.
Yeah.
He was previously a murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
killer.
he loved Red. He killed things. I like that.
I was reading something that actually made me laugh a little, because the manga is actually based off of a radio show. I think is what it was. A radio, yeah.
Wow.
And in the radio, oh shit, come back. In the,
Earring, no.
no. In the radio, the queen is actually the first time you see the queen in the manga. He's like sitting on his throne with his hand like down the shirt of one of the
Yeah,
ladies.
just like
I saw that.
fondling boobies.
In the
was like,
radio,
yeah.
he's
Like a
actually like in bed with a bunch of naked ladies just around him.
I would have
that's too
preferred
far.
that. I'm just saying.
But I thought that whole there was a part with the queen when he killed those 3 kids. That I absolutely loved about that part was the bringing in, I think it was the original Alice in Wonderland text, like from the original story. I think they brought some of that in, like when the queen was like slashing and it was talking about how the queen loves red, where how the story
with the roses, white roses to red roses. Yeah, that was from the original.
Yeah, the way that it was telling that, I thought that was really a really engaging like way to tell that part. Of
I
it.
just thought it got like written so much better for like that one panel.
They did that again too when the dormouse was like slaughtering people.
Yeah.
They
I
talked
love
about
that.
the white roses again.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow,
loved
this
it.
actually is written quite well. Wow, okay. Then it goes back to normal. I'm like, oh, okay.
I like
Maybe it was the
how the
translation.
queen killed the kids. That's messed up. That sounds very messed up. But that was like a cool part.
That's like
loved
Game-
that
that's
part.
Game of
It
Thrones
was
shit
so
right there.
sad. It
That was
so
pretty
sad.
dead. And how
they're just
Alice
like,
let it happen. Alice let
Yeah,
it
Alice was
let
like,
it
all right, I
happen.
guess this is inevitable. Just kill him.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, Alice.
That was an interesting thing where like gosh, it's just like, who is Alice? Who are you?
Even the queen's like, who are you?
Yeah.
Hell
'cause he's
yeah,
not-
you.
Who are you? Get on the job.
You do the job, you trying to take my tortillas.
No. Right.
Uh-huh. Yep,
But
yep,
that was
yep.
one of my favorite parts. I thought that was a really good part.
Well, good.
I was gonna say something, and I'm trying to remember. It had to do with the queen, I think.
Okay, queen. Not
There-
Access.
What about here?
Access memory.
See if it comes back to you. Let's talk about the Duchess. Because the
Oh,
queen.
I like the Duchess. I thought the Duchess was cool. I like the whole concept of the Duchess.
I loved, that concept of it. And then her death was so sad.
Yeah, she just like
I-
accepted it because that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I think it was more sad when Alice found out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think when Alice was just like, oh no, she's fine, you know, she's just.
That's
away
what definitely
somewhere.
amplified the kid's death as well, because the kid's just like she died, and he's like, what? Like that was
And
Yeah.
then and still he let them die.
that was
too,
like
'cause
that.
was
that's
him
what
being like,
filled up that
this
situation.
is how it is,
moment.
yeah.
And I like the new Duchess as well. She's pimp.
Wait, have we seen the new
We haven't
Duchess?
seen the new Duchess yet.
Yeah, it was the old Alice.
No,
No.
Or was that something else?
no, we
No,
didn't
she's-
see. We
We
saw
haven't
like
seen the new
We haven't
Duchess.
seen the new
we
Duchess.
saw like her hand or some shit.
Yeah.
I think that's all
But didn't we see? We saw like
saw
the
Chestnut.
old Alice. Alice didn't.
Yeah,
we?
we saw 88.
Old Alice is walking around as a regret.
Yeah, she's been walking around all day, man.
She's
Oh,
a
was that a
regret, but
regret?
she's
That was
different.
confusing.
She's
Okay.
different because
Yeah,
the
that's, I
Cheshire
know
Cat
exactly what
killed
you
her.
mean. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
And so she's different because she still has the ability.
You know
to
why
kill
Dazza
her.
thinks that? Because from one page to another, that's what it kind of was. They were talking about the new Duchess, and then like next they showed the
They showed
88
I
Alice.
thought she
No,
was
next
Duchess.
they showed him in drag.
Oh, that's right! Oh my god,
Those
that was
happened
so
one right after the
amazing.
other. It was
No
him like,
way.
dressed up as old school Alice in Wonderland, and I was like, what?
What is happening?
Yeah, dog.
No.
I thought that whole thing was so unnecessary.
It was so. There
Oh, he
was
goes-
no need.
Did you guys like? I thought that this was real creepy and weird when he was like, "Unfortunately, I don't like adult men," and I was like, "I'm sorry, what?"
Yeah, I was like.
I didn't even catch
you like-
that.
Because you like child men?
Yeah,
That's
it's
real
just-
weird.
or
Well, he
just
likes
hate
killing
men.
kids.
Just hate men.
He does like killing kids.
That's
He
Yeah.
likes them ladies. He likes
Yeah,
the boobs.
he bangs ladies and kills children. Queen of Hearts.
Yeah. Is that?
Oh no! Oh no!
He does not bang adult
That-
men though. He wants everybody to know
That's the
he is
biggest
not
thing.
gay.
Guys, I kill
Just a
children,
womanizer
but I'm
and a
not gay.
pedophile.
I am not gay.
Not gay.
I may be a queen, but I'm not that kind of queen.
Listen, don't let the title mislead you.
Well, actually, yeah, he kind of did play off like he's like, oh, if you were a guy, like I could find some things for you to do. You know?
Well,
Like,
Mad Hatter. It's referenced about Mad Hatter loving Alice's too, or at least being in love with the one.
what 88?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think Cheshire Cat killed her?
I don't know. That guy's.
I don't think he wants the story to end.
I think he likes being
I
in
think
the
he
story.
likes it. Yeah. I think it's his home. It's his place.
Yeah. I mean, he's chaotic
Awesome.
neutral, guys. He does whatever he wants.
Yeah. It's like,
sometimes,
And
sometimes
And then
just
he plays it
shit
off
up.
like he's like, oh, I'm just a pet. What can I say? I can't talk. I mean, I can't do this. I
What
can't.
are you talking
I'm just a
about?
cat. Just a cat.
I'm like,
You
come
can't
on.
see me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do
that
like-
was-
that part was weird. It was like, wait, can he see? Why can't he? What was the point? What? What? See?
It's because
Yeah,
the cat in Alice in Wonderland, he went invisible. You know,
yeah.
that's,
Oh, totally.
Yeah, that's
But
what I
the-
assumed.
yeah.
But
There's
it was
another
just
fanfic
like,
summary
You
about
gotta
this.
assume that, yeah. I do
Shit.
love whenever the Mad Hatter shoots his gun because he's so excessive with it. It's like my favorite thing. Mad Hatter gets super pissed. There was something else I wanted to bring up. But yeah.
I like how Mad Hatter had a hat store. That's shut down.
and it's just closed.
I wonder why. Like that. Damn, man.
I do like
He's
the
not-
concept. The concept of the story that you can't in Wonderland. You can't look back. Like the idea that it's this idea that to move
turn
on, you do need to accept the past, but in Wonderland, it's all about just forgetting it and not ever looking back.
Not dealing with
and
it,
so it's
yeah.
like the story's never going to change because nobody is looking to the past about what happened there. Everybody's just ignoring and trying to
Trying to
finish,
fix
trying to
it.
Yeah, but
finish.
what if you like forget your keys like on the couch and you get up to walk? You can't turn around and get your keys because you're gonna be looking back.
No, that's the thing is like
You have
if
to make a
turn
full circle.
If you turn around with purpose, that's different than turning around to see something that you left behind.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
It's
I left my keys. Like, shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
but-
a bit different.
It's
It's
like
more about looking at your past problems and like not looking back at your regrets and moving
guys-
forward with your life.
yeah.
Books can't do that. Books are always the same.
Oh,
That's the idea.
shit!
Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
I go.
Right.
Yeah, but the book is always set as well. The book always moves forward; it never moves backwards.
Yeah.
Unless you're reading a manga, which is read the other
But-
way.
Yeah,
Still,
unless-
just forget
But
about that.
some people, when they read a book, they find different meanings to it. So
Uh-huh.
different for every person. Unless I don't know.
True.
Going deep with you.
And not
Some
every, like
people find different
If people
meanings with books.
find different meanings in books, then the guy that read Alice in Wonderland thought, "Oh, I'm going to make a manga out of this," has a really twisted interpretation of Alice.
But
in
that's the
Wonderland.
whole point of this manga. It's so twisted that all of us had some sort of different like prediction and thoughts on it. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool, I guess. So I don't know.
Oh, Yoku, we're changing you.
I like the-
I was gonna
like-
say Yoku.
No, I do want to say I'll leave this for my final impression though. I want to
Okay.
say something. I still don't like it. Just gonna.
That's fair. That's fine.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Let's talk about art because we are coming up on an hour here. So let's
Can I talk about art first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys said like, oh, the art is so beautiful. Like it's like any other like by shonen
That
art.
doesn't mean it's not good. That doesn't mean it's
Yeah.
not pretty.
I mean, there was nothing special about it.
So?
Like I've
That doesn't
seen
mean it's
so.
not good.
No, there's like a 50 million other mangakas that do like this. I like when it comes to like stuff like One Punch Man and stuff, you're gonna be like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like Berserk, you're like, oh, that stands out. But this is just like, I could go read like 20 other mangas just like that.
I'm going to agree with Yoki on that one. I read it and I didn't. The character design.
I didn't say it was bad. It wasn't bad. It was.
It's not bad. There's nothing bad to say about it, but there's nothing good to say about it either. You know, it's one thing that really annoys me. It seems like they got like the manga pages and then oversaturated them, so you're missing some lines as well.
What do you mean, like the paneling and stuff?
No, just
I don't know
like
what that means either.
if you oversaturate like footage, and sometimes some of the details are missing.
Right.
That's what it feels like with this. At least in the first few chapters, that's why I've read it. I'm just like, oh, okay. It seems like they oversaturated the manga page a little bit. Maybe it was just the translation that I read, but that's what I
There
got.
were times where I was confused because of, like with I can't remember his name. The thing that thought the Duchess was Alice. What
The
was
Duke?
that? The Duke. There were times where with him, because he I guess I can see what you're saying, Daz. And when he had the tie, it took so long for me to realize that's what it was. Like, they would have that small panel of him, like, holding the tie or something. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to be looking at? I don't understand. So, like, I understand with that. There were a few times where, like, there just seemed to be too much happening in one little panel. But overall, like, I thought it was really clear. Like, it was really clean in a lot of
Yeah, can I say one more thing? Like I said that I wasn't nothing special, but I did have one special thing about the art. And not really the art, it's about the paneling, how the paneling was. Some of them were like kind of like the panels, they weren't always like clear boxes. They were kind of like merged sometimes. And I
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
I kind of liked how he did that. Like that's kind of hard to do because you can just kind of lose yourself on the page sometimes, but it was pretty clear. I never had like problems with that, and I kind of noticed that stood
Yeah.
out to me.
No,
I don't
there
know
was
what
no
this is,
pro-
but that's an example for all y'all.
Yeah,
in
it was
chat.
really cool.
Hi! Oh, Austin!
Oh wow.
Look, it's a kitty cat.
Look at that. Look at that cat.
Yes.
Look. But yeah,
Oh,
so
shit.
I mean, like I'm saying, I still understood everything that was going on, but it was just like, eh. And plus, it's a shoujo. It's like the only shoujo-esque element in it is the cute guys. I want my flowers, bitch.
I'm happy it didn't have
Yeah, flowers and bubbles and stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
no.
flowers and bubbles would have risen at least 1
It would have
point.
taken away the tone.
What? Come on.
Hardcore. Come on. No, it would have
I'm just kidding.
destroyed.
I'm just kidding. No, it's because this is not that kind of show. This is like a
Yeah.
psychological
No, I know. I just
mystery
like
shoujo. This is like if there's like bubbles and flowers and like a psychological that would just creep me out. What the fuck?
Fucking I'll say I agree that it's nothing different or special or anything, but I still thought that it was really pretty. Like I still thought it was gorgeous, and like I loved the character designs. I loved like the different faces, and I loved the perspective of a lot of stuff too. I thought this like there was nothing that I felt like, oh, that could have been like way less derpy, or that was really looks really amateur. Like it was all very clean and looked very professional and without looking stale. Like I didn't think.
What about those panels where Alice like had the epic face? What did you think of those?
Like the humorous panels?
Not the humorous.
Like
no, not
the
humorous.
angry.
The angry when he would like kind of go like lose himself. I don't know. I can't decide if I like that or I don't like it. Like, because it was like very messy kind of art when he did that, and I'm kind of stuck on the fence right now. I don't know if I really liked it or I just thought he just kind of sucked. But me thinking back to like Yoshihiro Togashi, the guy that does Hunter x Hunter for the Chimera Antark, he has a lot of those angry faces as well, and it's kind of like similar type of art where it's just kind of like like messy lines type of thing. I'm not saying.
Oh, you mean like in those moments?
Yeah,
I was gonna say his art is so like
no, not overall.
You
Like
know
this?
when it's his art. It's so different.
Yeah, kind of like that. I'm still kind of on the fence. I think it's I think I'm more leaning towards liking it. Like I think that's another one of his specialties when he did go into those just like flipping out moments.
He's better at crazy faces than like angry faces.
Yeah. Was it a guy
who made Are You Alice?
I've got it up.
What I will say though is for it being shoujo, I love the eyes. The eyes are gorgeous without being super huge. Like they look very realistic. Bye.
Oh no. Why?
What the heck?
What happened?
I'm back.
Yoku, no! Yoku, what happened?
Hey.
Hey
What
guys,
happened?
cool, we're back.
That was weird. Like I did nothing. It didn't say like something happened with the call. Literally everybody's cameras just shut off.
Yeah, it was the same for all of us, I think.
Yeah.
What?
It was weird because I was like clicking on stuff to find out if it was a guy or girl who drew, and as soon as I clicked, it all did that. And I'm just like, what did I do?
And all of us were like,
It was a woman named Katagiri Ikumi that drew the art.
Yeah.
And
I'm trying to.
The original
I'm not
story
seeing
is by
anywhere
Ninomiya.
where it says it's a girl.
Nino.
though.
Ninomiya.
It's a girl.
But yeah, like with the eyes are so pretty. I thought the eyes were absolutely gorgeous, and they didn't look like the stereotypical shoujo, like bam, like even the females.
Bam!
Bam!
What are you doing?
So I did appreciate that. I liked that fact.
It was very the manga was really on the like edge of shonen and shoujo, I think. Like there was definitely elements of both.
line.
No, this is a psychological shoujo. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's
and I don't know
psychological.
about the eyes.
Oh,
I
no,
disagree. I disagree about the eyes.
Really?
I do disagree about the eyes because I've seen a few series that I don't know. I think he could have put more detail in the eyes when he did some of the close-ups. There was certain.
Actually, yeah, that's
No.
fair.
There was certain panels and throughout the chapters that we read, but it wasn't consistent. I should say, like he did good job at those moments, but it wasn't consistent.
For me, there was never like, I felt so much emotion from the eyes, like in the art. Like there was never like whenever I saw the faces and like the facial expressions, the eyes for me like just displayed very clearly what the emotion that was going on. Like especially with Alice, because he was definitely like he felt so many. He was all over the place because his character is so like obviously completely just going. What's up,
Guys, there's an Avril Lavigne Hello Kitty metal remix.
Oh God!
Oh no! What are you doing? Focus on MangaPod!
I glanced over at YouTube and it was on my recommended list.
I'm searching it right now.
Oh no!
Actually,
Kawaii!
Oh no!
Oh man, it hurt my throat to then.
Metal. All right.
Anywho,
What were we talking
Brooke,
about?
what were your thoughts on the art? Did you?
I agree with you. I mean, It was like standard pretty art for this sort of manga. And I was totally okay with that because it was really clean, it was really consistent. I thought that the characters were really fun to look at.
Yeah, plus it was pretty boys and you're girls and you're like, oh, look at those ears on that cat guy.
There was never a second. Hold your bet. There was never a second where I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited."
So
looking at these
hot.
pretty
No.
boys. No.
They're so
When I
creepy.
looked at the character designs, I was like, "Wow, I
No.
really enjoyed."
I
the
don't
character
care
designs.
about,
There was
like-
never a second where I would give me some credit. There was never a second where I was like, "Oh, thank God, this manga has pretty boys in it."
No,
because
you
that's
must
the only
have-
reason why I would
No,
like these.
no,
Why did I
it's
get
not.
these? Why
You
did
don't
I get these on you?
consciously.
Skype,
You
what are
don't
doing?
consciously.
Hold on.
That-
What's happening?
Hold on. Why did everybody suddenly get muted? Hold on. Hold the butts. Hang on, I'm switching this over.
Alright, I'm gonna listen
Hang
to
on. Guys, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we hear you.
I can't hear you. Hang on.
Kawaii. Hello,
sucks.
Kitty. Hold on.
This is still
I
sorry.
don't
If
know.
Aaron can't hear us, that means we're
Hang
not
on.
live at the moment.
I'm gonna end the call and then bring you
True.
guys back really quick.
Hello.
Hi. Like it legit like just went mute and I was like So I like
You can hear us now.
I can hear you now. Yeah, I switched it to splash screen and like muted it and was like, what the fuck is going on? So yes, okay. What were we talking about? What were you guys saying before that happened?
Jazza was yelling at
This
us about how we
sucks.
subconsciously love this manga because of the
No,
pretty boys.
not subconsciously. I have a different point. My point is that when you guys
No,
see
no.
a male character drawn in the Shonen style with cat ears, you
It's
like that.
It is really cute. That's
Not
true.
hot.
I'll give it that. Yeah, not hot.
But me personally, I don't give a shit about that. I just
Oh,
see
no, we
cat
don't
ears
care.
and I'm like, okay, moving on. Like I just kind of there. For you, it's like, oh, he has cat ears.
But that's my point, is that it doesn't matter that it's like an adorable pretty boy. It's the fact that the whole thing is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to do with like just the pretty drawn boys. It's that the manga in general is pretty to us
like
and
what?
Yeah.
cute
The
to
backgrounds
us.
are the backgrounds pretty? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of the girl characters are adorable.
Yeah, I do the same with the girl characters. I squealed more over
did
the
like
Duchess than I did over
like-
Cheshire Cat. I was like,
Alice
Duchess,
88.
you're so cute.
I like
squealed.
Alice 88. I do got.
I loved her. I loved her
your
design. I was like, oh, she's so pretty. I did the same. I had the exact same reaction to the girl characters that I did to the guy characters. I'll just say
I
that.
think that says something, Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay, I got.
I love all. I
That's
love
what you're
all
saying.
people. They are all sexy.
That was just. That was just a thought.
All people are
Just a thought.
sexy. I'm
And you-
people
and you proved it
sexual.
wrong.
There you go.
MangaPod. All people
Manga
are sexy.
Oh no, the volume is really low. Oh no, hold on.
Except Aaron, of course.
What the butts? Skype. Hang on, I'm switching it back over to the splash screen so that I can check this out. Even though we're like, ah,
I don't know the lyrics. So.
splash screen.
Kawaii.
Kawaii.
It is a lot easier to listen to the remix than the original song.
Oh really?
Mina-san konnichiwa. Kawaii.
Okay, now we're back. Okay, chat, how's that? We're just gonna wrap it up anyway.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. It's gonna take a little bit for that to catch up, but it's fine. So yeah, final thoughts. Let's get final thoughts and ratings.
Yoku.
Oh, you want me to start? Great. All right. I haven't really thought about it, so I'll think about it while I give my final thoughts. My final thoughts is that it was a tough time. It was a tough time reading through it. Like there was moments. I can't say that I didn't find any enjoyment out of it, because I did. I did like the psychological aspects to it. I did like how the story made you like think further beyond what you're actually just reading. which was very interesting, and I did like some of the characters, but overall it was a tough time reading through. There was a part of the times where I was just like, I'm just gonna skim through it, but then I'm like, no, I feel bad, so I went back and reread it. So overall it was good, but I do want to say one thing. Having this like discussion and this whole manga pod made me think about it a little bit more, because like I just wanted to get through what I was reading, but like talking about it definitely made me realize that I did enjoy these 24 chapters, not a lot more, but quite a bit more than I first thought I did. So my rating did go up because of this manga pod.
Aww.
Sick.
That's cool.
I don't know what I would have given it before, probably like a 5 or something.
3.
But now I'm
3.
giving it-
3.2.
No, I wouldn't give it that low.
0.
It wasn't horrible. I
Worst
mean, it
manga
was
ever. 0.
negative 0.
Negative
10
0.
out of 10.
No.
No, right now, I think I'm gonna give it a solid 6. I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to reading it unless you guys force me to. If we ever do another manga pod about it, but I think a solid 6, and I'm not going back to it. That's
very
kind of where
hard
I'm leaving
6.
at. Solid 6, man. There's a difference.
Hard erect 6.
No, I think I'd give it like a mildly just starting.
Like half hard.
A half chub.
Half chub?
six.
Yeah.
Half chub 6, yeah.
Small tent. The small tent. I give it the small tent out of 10.
That's
I'll
fine.
go next.
Perfect.
So I've already made it really clear. I love Are You Alice? I think it's great. I really enjoy it, and I've had a lot of fun reading it both times. I am going to give it an 8 out of 10 because I think that it's good. I think that it's fun, and I think that people should read it. And I'm excited to now that we've read this far. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta know what happens.
I know.
So
I want to know what.
I'm gonna wind up reading more, even if we don't read more on MangaPod. So I'm excited to see how it ends up. But yeah, it held up for me. I enjoyed it just as much both times.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Yoku.
Yeah. Yoki, you're so supportive.
I'm
I-
not happy for you. How dare you enjoy it?
You suck.
You suck.
No.
You suck, and everything you
Everyone
love
must
sucks.
I know. I've heard
Except
that
for
on both
cats.
podcasts today.
Aww.
Cats. Your cats are always awesome.
Well,
Yeah, cats are cool.
we're joking. So
That's true.
like
He's
it.
not joking when he says that everything I love sucks.
because usually everything you love, I don't think there's ever been a thing that you love that I have not loved. So
Yeah,
if it sucks, we're sucking together.
Yeah, we suck together.
Yeah.
MangaPod, everybody's sexy.
One of the most out of context, dog. Yes.
I am going to excuse me. I am going to give this manga a 7.5 because there were times where I was very confused about story-wise exactly what was going on, and it felt a little too convoluted for me, and I didn't appreciate when the characters would shift to fit the story a little bit too much, because I loved the characters when they were first introduced, and like the personalities, and so when there were times where they would shift just to fit the story, that kind of bugged me. But I adored the art. I did like the characters, and I'm really excited. I do love the idea of the story and the underlying themes of it, and so I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I think it's just a little bit above average. I'm not going to say it's outstanding, but I think it's a little bit above average, and it's also getting a little higher because I enjoyed the crap out of it and had a lot of fun reading it, and I'm really excited to finish it, so.
That's cool.
Or read all that's out.
I personally am a bit tossing up because when I was reading, I'm like, this is a very easy 7, a very easy 7. But now thinking about it, it's not an easy 7. It's not.
Is it gonna be a flaccid 7?
Yeah. Is it gonna be plays hard to get 7?
Yeah, plays hard to get 7.
It can't really fit in 7. No.
Abstinence 7.
Abstinence
7.
Charity belt 7. Charity belt 7. Chastity.
Oh no!
Charity belt. Sriracha.
A Sriracha and Mayo 7.
Sriracha.
Anyway, sorry.
Sorry,
Dad.
Gaza.
I personally like Yoki said, I won't go back and read it.
Yeah.
It was quite hard at times to read this at times, not all the time, just some of the time.
Yeah.
It is very intriguing, and the story is very interesting, but I think that a lot of potential has been squandered in the first few chapters, where it could be a lot better. And Alice in Wonderland is supposed to be a bit more whimsical as well, and being a bit more gritty is an interesting take on the actual series. But I think that if they just made it a little bit more whimsical, it'd probably be a bit more interesting.
That's fair.
So I think I don't know. I'm actually really torn here.
Chastity belt.
Yeah, do a charity belt.
Chastity belt.
I'm gonna
belt.
do
Chastity
a very, very,
Chastity belt.
very,
Chastity.
very flaccid chastity belt 7.
Okay.
Damn.
I want somebody to draw on fan art of a flaccid chastity belt 7. Not like of anybody, but like of the number 7.
Dazza wearing a shirt with the number 7 on it and the chastity belt.
That was Yoku.
Oh,
Yoku took it there.
Just like a 7.
Yeah, and let a number 7.
Around, like the neck of the 7, and then he's saying, "None of this turns me on."
That's what I was thinking too. That's what I wanted.
That's a very skinny 7 though. It's gonna have to be a fat 7, a little fatter 7.
It's like a 7 that's deflated.
It's like if it was a balloon. It was like if it's a helium balloon after like 5 days.
Puddle.
It's just like kind of like still
like floating
floating.
in the middle
It's
of the
still
room. It's not
floating,
even,
but
like,
it's
up there.
little like it's just like it's trying, but it can't quite succeed anymore.
Yeah.
That's the 7.
Yep.
That's a very deep rating you gave it. It's a very like specific 7.
It's perfect.
7 where I'm not really that happy with it, but I still appreciate it for what it is.
That's fair.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
Guys, you all gave different ratings. That's
Yay!
right.
That is.
Enjoyment is 5.
I knew it.
I knew it was
gonna
gonna
say
be-
5,
I
but
knew
I
it was-
didn't want to sway you. Chastity belt 5.
Chastity belt 5.
Oh no, this is a very, very hard 5. This 5 is very solid.
Super dick 5. Super
Really-
dick 5.
Super 5, yeah.
In the car 5.
Oh no! I just thought of something so bad. Okay, let's go on to like what we're reading next week.
Yeah.
I just thought of
Dazza.
fan art of Super Dick 5 with Chastity Belt 7.
Chastity belt 7 is like, no, we have to get married first.
Man, that's fan fiction.
And 5's just like, no, I'm coming in and you guys can't stop me.
I'm
No,
coming
no,
and you can't
no,
stop.
no.
But no, I don't think Super Dick 5 is a
I don't like to
rapist.
yeah.
I don't like to believe
that
Super Dick 5 is a
would
rapist.
anybody.
Yeah.
No, he
5,
like
you know,
do it
deals with the
for
boners. 5 just masturbates
Yeah.
a lot.
I was gonna say,
But
yeah.
they get married too quickly because they just really want to bone.
Yeah. And then they get divorced like a year later.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
sad. But they have great sex.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because they learn together.
Glad that we fleshed out the whole life of 5 and 7.
Perfect.
I think
What are we reading next week?
Yeah, what are we reading? Dazza, give us our Dr. Dazza description, and we'll have the chat guess.
I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah.
Katsuragi Kama is known on the net as the god of getting the girl. That's not what he's called, but whatever. While in real life, he's known as an otter megane and hates all real girls. This source sucks. However, he is approached by Elsie, a devil from hell, to help her in catching runaway spirits that hide in people. Apparently, the spirits only hide in the hearts of girls, and the only way to get the souls out is by making the girl fall in love, so the spirit is forced out. This is convoluted. And he's not allowed to fail or he'll lose his head.
Aw.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
What is it?
Ah!
What is it, guys?
Ah!
Guys!
Guys!
Never heard. Never heard.
What
Of it.
could
of God.
be?
I knew it. Tower of God, Part 7.
Part 7. When are you reading more Tower of God?
I can't believe we got that comment on the Tower of God.
That's more
It's like my favorite thing in the world.
Quiet.
I was like, aw. I think it might have been sardonic, but it still made me laugh really
I
hard.
hope it was. It was operated.
Really hard. Yes, so they've probably guessed it by now. We are reading the... Dazza, do you want to say it because you really like it?
It's the world God only knows. Or Kami no Mi no Shiru Sakai.
Yeah! Yeah, we are reading, this is the second manga pod that we are doing on this series. So we are reading volumes 5 through 8, chapters 37 through 73. If you would like to see the manga pod that we did of the first one, then you can go ahead and there is a manga pod playlist. I don't know if it's in the description down below, but if you go and look on my channel, you can find a playlist of all the previous manga pods, so you can find the first part there. Yes, Daza?
It's also all the chapters before the current season that just aired. So
nice.
it's practically all of it
end of season
before.
2.
It's got
And
all the end of
OVA.
season 2 plus the OVA plus all the stuff we missed from the third season before the third season.
Oh, I've
So-
never read that, so I'm actually interested.
Yes, neither have I. So
Ooh.
yeah.
I feel like I need a refresher. I'm
I
gonna have
was
to go back and
legit-
be like,
I was legit just thinking that. I'm gonna have to scroll through the first, because it's been a long time since we read that.
yeah.
Just watch the anime.
Yeah, watch the damn
Aaron.
anime. God.
You know, I didn't enjoy the anime
I
as much.
got like 4 or 5 episodes in, and I wasn't enjoying it as much as I
Same
enjoyed
here,
the
'cause
manga.
it's-
Because
Here.
Mio sucks. Like the first two, well, the first girl's alright, but Mio sucks. I just don't like Mio, and I was exactly the same when I first watched it. I didn't like the second girl, and I was turned off. But the third girl is amazing. So
I liked it all.
Kawaii.
Kawaii! Kawaii! Yoki, did you finally get that out of your head? Because I hope it's stuck in there again.
Minasato arigato.
Kawaii!
Let's do a cover of it or something.
Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Shall we sign off?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. I have been Erin, HappiLeeErin, your host. If you would like to check me out, you can click HappiLeeErin right there to check out my channel. I do anime first impressions of new seasonal anime that have been coming out. I do anime reviews, and I do mental health awareness, and all of the previous manga pods are hosted here, so you can go and check out all of those. If you'd like to find more of me, I am HappiLeeErin on every single social media site. The ones I use... I like that her hair is kind of fluffed on the butt. Like she's a little angry about
right?
something.
I kept feeling the tail just like bat me in the back of the head, and I was like,
It's like, okay, get out of here. Getting out of here. The ones I use most often are Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and Hummingbird. Those are the ones I definitely use the most often. So you can come and talk to me on Twitter. I'm gonna hit 10,000 followers soon, which is really weird. I don't know why. I keep testing. Like, I'm sorry if I test you too much, but I enjoy just tweeting a lot and weird stuff and seeing how many people unfollow me. It's really exciting. But I feel really bad for those that sticks through it with me. I really appreciate you guys. So come talk to me on all of those stuff. I love talking to you guys, especially if it's about otters or Kuroko. Hit me up, yo.
I'm Dodger. I have 2 channels, youtube.com/pressstart-to-continue, where I do gaming stuff. I just put up the super scary ending of Dreaming Mary, which I've been playing, so you should go watch that because it's awesome. And my other channel is youtube.com/dexteritybonus, where I talk for 10 minutes a day about my cats. So you could come hang out on either of those. On all the social medias, I'm at DexBonus, DEXBONUS. The end.
But yeah, you can.
Oh wait,
find
no,
me,
that was wrong.
You can find me in the description of this podcast video.
Oh, yeah, all the
Unless
links
unless
are-
you're eventually like listening to this on iTunes, and there's probably no description
There's not.
along with. There probably is a
Well,
description.
there
There's
is.
still-
I don't know how to find it though.
Yeah, whatever.
Even though I made it.
But yeah, I'm on Yokorama Game Talk on YouTube, on Yokorama News on YouTube. Twitter is Yokorama Talks, and I believe everywhere else like Hummingbird, Instagram, Tumblr is just Yokorama. And yeah, just follow me on all those places if you want to see me just post random shit. That's all I do. Yeah, it's me.
You post really great dancing videos on Instagram.
Yeah, that was a good day. It was
It was like my
70s.
favorite thing.
70s.
Anyway, I'm the Dr. Dazza from Flying for Nippon. You can find me at youtube.com/Flying for Nippon, where I do anime-related content, including reviews, top 10s, news, other stuff, which is sometimes fun. I also have a second channel called Dr. Dazza. That's fun as well. You can go check that out. I'm also on Twitter at Dr. Dazza, where I tweet about things. I'm not sure what I'm tweeting.
Everything. You tweet about it.
Everything. Knowing tonight, I'll actually be, well, tonight for me, I'll be tweeting about S.H.I.E.L.D. because that comes out, so.
Oh.
Never got past the 3rd episode of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I never watched any of it.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is amazing, guys. I'm just putting it out there. I mean, up to episode about 10, it's a bit but everything onwards, and past Winter Soldier is like fantastic. I'm also on Tumblr, Dr. Dazza. I'm pretty much everywhere else at Dr. Dazza.
Awesome.
Everywhere, so, yeah.
Again, if you want easy access to those links, you can go ahead and click in the description down there, and that has all of our stuff down there. And there's also links to the MangaPod subreddit where you can find a list of a thread of recommendations, so you can recommend mangas you might want us to read in the future. And there is also iTunes down below, which is almost all the way caught up. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes that aren't on there, but those will be on there soon. Also, you can check out the schedule for the upcoming weeks on the subreddit, and all of our links to everything is on there as well. So, boom, 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 bam. So thank you guys so much for watching MangaPod. We appreciate all of your supports and your loves and being in chat and all of that fun stuff. So we will see you next week, same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here, where we are going to be discussing The World God Only Knows. So we will see you next week. Bye-bye!
Bye.